Welcome to the Sisterhood What is Coaching Info Call. My name is Jen. I want to welcome you to our call tonight. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here with us tonight. We know it's a very busy time right now, and you taking the time out of your evening to be here with us means a lot. That being said, we want to be mindful of your time. We're hoping to keep the call to about 30 minutes or so that you can get the information that you came for and then be able to carry on with your evening. I really want to preface this call just with not only a warm welcome, but a thank you for being here. Right now, it's not an easy time in the world. And if anything, I think I speak on behalf of all of the other coaches when I say that now more than ever, our purpose is being felt. This is a time where, we are all extremely passionate about helping people and being able to help others during this time. And being able to support other people and be able to help them during this time has been incredibly fulfilling. And I know when I speak about myself, I say that it really helps to shine a light on this time right now. And having this opportunity to be a light in other people's worlds is just incredible. So what I want to do is just kind of quickly run over what a coach is. What are these girls that are calling themselves coaches? So first of all, we are not fitness experts. We are not nutrition experts. We aren't really experts in any way, shape, or form. We are women. We are teachers. We are managers. We are stay-at-home moms. We are all of the things. But we have this passion for helping others take care of themselves. And that's simply kind of our job. So we help to motivate people, we help to inspire people, and we help to really allow them to take care of themselves and put themselves first. And, we also have this incredible opportunity as coaches to build a team and become mentors and business builders with other women who are building teams and businesses too. So the opportunities, we start with motivating and inspiring others to get healthy, and then it really grows and expands beyond that to wherever you really want to take this business. There's incredible value in where this business can go, but first and foremost, we are there holding people's hands along the way, and we're on this journey too. Like I said, we aren't experts. We are literally in the trenches with you, with our challengers. We are doing the programs with them. We are walking the walk and just helping to light the way, basically. So tonight what we're going to do is we have a few coaches who want to share their story about how they got started and what coaching really means to them. And then we're going to wrap it up by answering some frequently asked questions. So I'm going to toss it over to Courtney right now to share a bit of her story.
All right. What's up, everybody? I echoed what Jen said. Thank you for taking the time to come here and listen. Most of you have been invited because we really see something in you. And, some of us on this call have been doing this about 2 years, and our team is one of the fastest growing teams in Beachbody. And I really believe it's for a reason, because we attract like-minded humans. We attract like-minded women that are authentic and real and have grit and tenacity and want more out of life. So if you've been invited, honestly, it's because we think you'd be a great fit on this team. And I'm not saying that to float anybody's boat. We're not just looking for anybody to join this team. We're looking for a strong team of amazing women. So thank you for being here. Jen's saying that we're a cheerleader and we're a supporter. Yeah, we're all those things, but my journey really started for my own personal accountability. I gained about 75 pounds with each baby. And after my second child, I'd never been into fitness, never worked out a day in my life. I just didn't recognize myself in the mirror. And I started one of these programs with all my sisters, but I knew I was just I was just in it to lose weight. I just wanted to lose the weight to move on with my life so I could continue smoking and drinking on the weekends, right? But something pretty powerful happened it was 20 days into the program. The sort of first phase ended, and I took my progress pictures, and I saw just this hugest difference in how I was holding myself. And at that time, I was still on maternity leave, and I really didn't want to go back to work, but I knew I didn't want to stay at home full time with my kids. So I was really also looking for something to do. And my sister was like, "Why don't you coach?" And I was like, that network marketing thing, like, are you crazy? Not happening. And then it was like she had planted this little birdie in my head because I couldn't stop thinking about it. And I was like, the biggest reason I started was for my personal accountability to finish out the journey that I had set on. I'd forever wanted to be someone that was healthy and happy and strong. And I know a lot of you on here are moms, and it's like that just is like exemplified times 1,000 when you have kids, right? You want to be a good example. You want to be strong. You want to be healthy. And I just saw this honestly as a gateway for me to stick on this path and to really see it through. So I started coaching. And yeah, like, you know, it was really hard to put myself out there. I think a lot of people that know me would say that I'm like a really confident person. And I really struggled in the beginning. Like, this is not like, if you follow any of us and you think like, oh, it's easy for you. Like, no, we all in the beginning were scared shitless to put ourselves out there. And that is the biggest like objection or fear from people starting this business is like, oh, I don't think I could do what you do. But here's what I want to tell you guys, and what I found through my journey is that this job has a way of just making you your most authentic self. And in the beginning, there were things that I wasn't showing on my Instagram and that I was sort of hiding in my life, like smoking, like drinking, and it was hindering my business and it was hindering my progress. So if I really took a look at myself, like what it required for me to be a successful coach was to be a successful human. And that's really why I have fallen in love with this job, because it has led me to this path of really identifying where I can improve my life. Shortly after I started, my sister Erin joined me, and we like founded the Sisterhood. And honestly, it has just grown beyond my wildest dreams from there. I'm gonna let some other people talk, and then maybe through the frequently asked questions, we're gonna answer a couple more questions. But yeah, I think that's it for now, and I'm gonna pass it off. Jen, who's next?
So we will pass it off to Erin now. Thank you so much, Courtney. I did forget to mention, by the way, if you have any questions while we are going through this, feel free to pop them in the chat. That's a way that you can ask a question without it interrupting or anything like that. And we'll be sure to answer them as we go too. So now we're going to hear from Erin.
Hey guys, my name's Erin. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Courtney's sister. So ultimately, when Courtney decided to start coaching, I kind of convinced her to do it, like I said. And I'd been following a coach for almost 4 years up until that point. But I didn't want to do it. Like it wasn't for me. I was a total professional. I had a great leadership role. Like it was beneath me. But Courtney didn't have a job at the point, and I was like, oh yeah, you should do this. You should do this. I'm totally that person that like convinces other people to do things that you're in denial about. Yeah, that was me. But at that time, I was absolutely drowning in mom life. I had 2 kids, and they totally consumed me. I would be at work all day and then with them at night, and I would give, and then crash at the end of the night, and then repeat the next day. I was absolutely exhausted. I didn't have an ounce left to give anybody else. And the thought of adding something more to my plate was absolutely ridiculous. Like I had no time for anything like this. But I also had no hobbies, no life outside my kids, no identity. I really felt like I was mom. I gained a lot of weight, but really at the time I didn't think I'd gained any weight. I was like, this is just regular mom body. Like this is it. This is what my body's gonna look like for the rest of my life. This is who I am. But I'd completely lost myself, like who I was in university, who I was after university, who I was when I first started dating my spouse. Like that person was gone. But it was like I was so far in the mom trenches that I didn't even see it. So Courtney and our other sisters, we started doing this workout program together, and I started finding light. Like I started feeling energized. I in fact had this less time now because I was carving time out for myself, but something about it like energized me, and I became totally obsessed with working out, totally obsessed with the programs. Like I said, I was like, Courtney, you should do this. This is so great. Like you should totally do this. But it was like, the thought of coaching to me never even occurred to me. I had a great job. I felt like I was a leader in my day job. I had great money. I didn't need it. But ultimately, what I really, really found was that it was everything that I needed. I couldn't stop thinking about it, and I was so obsessive about it. I followed all these coaches. I was just like talking to Courtney about it all the time. I invited all my friends. All my friends went under Courtney, and then ultimately she was just like, "Why don't you just do this?" But I was so afraid, so introverted, like petrified of putting myself out there on social media. Like I totally tiptoed because I was just afraid. But what I really ultimately found is that the more I put myself out there on social media, honestly, the more I helped other people. And it really became less about me and more about the people that I could help, and the other moms who were in the trenches, and the other people who had no other solutions and didn't know how to get out of it. And so at some point, and I don't even know how, I wish I did, but at some point I got over myself because I knew it's not about me anymore. Me showing up on Instagram isn't about me trying to show everybody what I can do. It's about me showing them what they can do and inspiring life in their own lives. So coaching, gave me my life back. It helped bring me back, but it also helped me having this platform to help other people in a way that I never could in my day job. It made me a better leader. It made me a better mentor. It made me a better mom. It made me a better wife. I can't honestly think of an aspect of my life that coaching hasn't completely transformed. And I feel like now, it's crazy, almost 2 years later, I don't even recognize the woman in my before pictures. And it's not even a physical thing. It's like the way I held myself. And that is the best part about this job, is that it's who you become in the process. Like Courtney talked about smoking and drinking and that, that's not even part of our life anymore. And it's so funny looking back at who we used to be, because it's just not who we are anymore. And I've talked to so many women, and somebody today, I think it was Bonnie, and she's on here. She's like, I just can't imagine helping other people when my life is in such shambles, or however you said it. And I get that, because that's how we all started. None of us started at the place that we are now, but that's the beauty of this job, is that your number one priority is you, and you show up first and foremost for yourself, and taking time for yourself, and pouring into workouts, and pouring into good nutrition, and pouring into personal development. That's the number one priority of this job. I literally can't think of another job where you being your best self is the number one task. And so if you need that in your life, this helps you to be accountable to that. And slowly, over the course of periods of time, you become the best version of yourself. And whether you think that's laughable and cheesy or not, I don't care. Because ultimately, it's the truth. Okay, so I've talked way too much. I will pass it off. I think Carissa's going to start talking, and she's only been a coach for a few months, so that's super exciting.
Thanks, Sharon and Courtney and Jen. So my name is Carissa, and I joined Beachbody as a member in January, and a coach in February. So I'm, the training wheels have barely come off, but I just want to share my journey so far. And just following off on what Erin had to say, I probably crushed on Erin for 2 years before I decided to actually join. Because I found, for me, I was already doing my own thing, and it was a moment in my life, and I'm on maternity leave, so I've got a little 5-month baby boy, and I am self-motivated, and I have the benefit of even having a home gym here. Not that you need one, but I am set up, but I just felt like I needed something different. And I know that there's many moms on the line and many coaches. It's not that you have to be a mom to understand, but that the role that you take on, it can be very lonely. And what I felt like I was doing was spending my time on social media, because you're just, another feed. Okay, what am I going to do to occupy this time? And it got to a point for me where I just said, I'm happy that I joined, because the workouts are not only great and they give me motivation, and I've noticed tremendous results. I've got my body back after a few months. But just the coaching aspect, I felt like, okay, here I am wasting time on social media. Can I be doing something different with social media? And I know I've got a couple colleagues on the line, but for those that know me, I'm a vice president at work. I work for a bank. I've got a very successful career and I love inspiring others and I love coaching and I love making a difference. And I wanted to still do that as a mom and just do it in a different way. And so for me, I'm going, you know what? I'm wasting time right now. And why can't I just use social media in a different way? And like Erin said, it really stuck with me when I joined my first coaching call in January, because she said, it's not about you anymore. It's about helping other people. And even if you help one person. So it was hard for me to even get over that, to say, okay, how do I all of a sudden now take that leap? And I'm still kind of learning and dabbling and getting better as I go. But you want to know what? Everybody's there to encourage you. And I felt like my first post, I was like, oh, what are people going to think? I never post. And I had overwhelming response and support. I still have people reach out and support me, to the point that I've only been coaching now for 6 weeks. And I think I've helped 18 people, which is awesome. But more so, it's the feedback along the way that I get. Like every day, again, I might get a couple messages from people saying, thanks, I needed that. Or this brought tears to my eyes. Or you want to know what? I'm so glad your post was timing for me. I'm at a point where, you know, I took my before and after photos, and for me, I'm ready mentally to commit to it. And it's more so the emotional aspect and finding herself again. Like, you help people from all different walks of life, whatever their journey is. And like Erin kind of said, like it kind of consumed her. I was shocked. Like, I was like, oh my God, I have a purpose again. Like, my husband would come home from work and, you know, I'd fill him in on our child, obviously, and what our day was like. But I was so excited to say, like, this is what I did, and this is who I helped, and this is what I'm going to talk about. And I just felt like I had this sense of energy, and he was so supportive. He's like, you want to know what? I'm happy that you're happy and you're doing something that you love. So for me, I just, in a nutshell, because I don't want to take up too much more time, but there's 4 reasons why I decided to take up coaching. One, I kind of just talked about it. I was already on social media. Why not leverage it to its full potential, or in a more meaningful way, rather than creeping people and just wasting time? 2, I have a passion for helping others and coaching others. 3, I work out anyways. So this was not an additional add-on. I take care of my health as best as I can. And I'm honest, I'm like, I drink wine, I eat chocolate, you know, we're all human. But I do work out anyway. So to me, this was just, okay, well, if I work out, why can't I just take a video of me working out and share my progress and share my journey? And 4, the moment I started working out and doing Beachbody, I already had friends kind of say, what are you doing? And they were already interested. And I was about to send Erin a whole handful of people. And I said, okay, you want to know what? I know I've only been doing this for like 4 weeks as a member at this point, but I don't want to be 6 months down the road and say, shoulda, coulda, woulda. I could have had all these people, or why didn't I start this sooner? And I'm so glad I did. And Erin, you've been a great coach. You know, I still ask her a ton of questions on how to do this. But what I appreciate is everybody always says, just be you and just share authentically. And it doesn't have to be perfect. And people are watching your stories and they care and they're there to support you. And I think it took me a little while to get over that. But it's been amazing so far. And that's kind of what I love about it. So yeah, that's my story.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Carissa. Thank you, Erin and Courtney. I hope that helped to give you guys an idea of the different backgrounds of us and how all of us got started in such different ways too. So I'm sure you have some questions about the logistics. So that's what we're going to cover now. So we have some questions that we're going to answer that are the most frequently asked questions. And as we go through the details, if you have any further questions, again, just pop them in the chat.
Okay, so I think I am doing the first one. How much does it cost to become a coach? So I know that there are some discount coaches on this call. To actually enroll as a coach, if you are already a discount coach, you literally need to do nothing. You are already set up to run this business if you choose to. If you are a current customer, the fee to enroll is $39 American, $49 Canadian, and there's lots of ways to get that waived for free, whether that be like buying a 10 rounds completion pack, or just if you've purchased a pack in the last like 3 months, then we can get it waived. So there is that fee that is easily waived so that you can sort of work out with the person who you're joining. And then on a monthly basis, there is a coach fee of $15 American, $19.99 Canadian. And that is for access to like all your back office, the customer service, all those things. Like literally for $16 a month, somebody handles all my shipping, all my customer service problems, houses my entire CRM, my customer like management system, does everything for me. So when someone's like, oh, there's a monthly fee, like, yeah, there's a monthly fee, and it's the best monthly fee I pay because it does so much for you in terms of organizing your business and your customers and keeping you on track. So there's that monthly fee. And then in order to earn money as a coach, that's the only fee you'd have to pay. But there is a whole nother level to coaching, which is the sort of recognition and rewards programs that Beachbody puts together. So aside from just earning money, commission, and bonuses, which I think Jen is going to talk about, you can earn like swag and free trips, which I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen us go on. In order to qualify for those, you need to spend about $90 in product every single month. So you can run this business, just pay $16 and make some money, yes, but if you want to be like sort of all in and invested and earning the recognition and all the rewards and everything that comes with coaching, you're looking at about a $90 a month investment. And that equals to about 2 to 3 people joining you a month. So if you think that you can get 2 to 3 people to join you a month, then you've covered your costs. And that's really how I looked at it in the beginning, was like, I'm not paying to do this, right? And I actually wasn't even going to pay to order Shakeology as a customer because that was just not, I didn't see the value in that where I was at in my life. So when I started coaching, I was like, okay, if I'm going to order Shakeology every single month in order to hit that target, my non-negotiable is signing 2 to 3 people up a month to cover those costs. So that's sort of in a nutshell how much it costs to become a coach and be a coach on a monthly basis.
All right. So the next, oh, sorry. Are you done, Court?
Yep.
Okay. So the next question that we get a lot is, how much money can you earn doing this? So it's kind of a broad answer, but basically there's no cap. There's no limit on how much money you can make doing this. There's essentially 2 ways that we do earn an income. So the first way is off of retail commissions. So as a coach, you do earn a direct 25% commission on everything that you sell. So you sign someone up for BOD for, let's say, $100, you earn $25. And that goes straight to you. It doesn't go to Courtney. It doesn't go to me. It doesn't go to Aaron. It doesn't go to Krista. Like, it goes straight into your bank account every Thursday. The other way that you earn an income is through team bonuses. So as you start to grow your team, so as you build as a coach and you bring on other coaches and together you build a team, like the way Courtney started with just her and she's then built this team, then your team starts to build volume, which is all done through a point system that Beachbody then converts into money. So you have the opportunity to earn a lot of money doing this based on your team as well and how well your team does. For example, like I've had many weeks, I'm a teacher. I've had many weeks where even if I don't sell anything, I still get like $200 at this point in my bank account. And that's not a guarantee, it's not a promise, but it's just like based on what I've done earning over this time. And so keep that in mind too, that it's not just solely based on the retail commission, but also on the team volume. And then as you start to build in rank too, and hit different levels in this business, which like even Courtney has hit, you even get quarterly bonuses by Beachbody and stuff. So there are people who are earning 7 figures doing this, guys. And then there's a lot of people who are doing this just to earn a few extra $100 a month. Like I know for me, like I said, I'm a teacher, and a lot of times this is just an extra paycheck that's coming into our house to pay for kids' activities, to pay for groceries, just to kind of maybe take the edge off. So it doesn't have to be that you're all in to like quit your job and go 7 figures, but at the same time, this can really help with even just taking the edge off. So I hope that helps to clarify that. And I'm going to toss it over to Aaron.
Okay, so one of the questions we get often is, how much time does it take to be a coach? And really, honestly, I hate saying this, but it depends. As a coach, there's like a huge spectrum of people who are, like Jen was saying, all in or doing it as a hobby. So you really can put in as much or as little time as you want. There's no requirement on how big of a business you want to make out of coaching. Some people, like what Courtney was saying, start really just for the accountability and just for their own sake to stay accountable to their own health and fitness journey, in which case they're probably putting in very little time throughout the week, right? But they're taking advantage of the discount and part of the community, and that's amazing. So they're probably putting no time in. Versus if you have somebody who's gone all in and is making $1 million a year doing this business, they're doing this business full time. I'll say when I first started, and even now today, I work a full-time job. I have 2 kids who are in rink activities, albeit those are canceled right now. But we're really busy. I don't have a lot of time to give to this business, but I'm really committed to it because I believe in it and I see the value in this business for myself and others. Right now, I'm probably putting in about 3 hours a day. So I work on my lunch hour, and then I'll do an hour after work. And then when my kids go to bed, I do another hour then. Or sometimes I'll move those hours around, but I try and get about 3 hours in a day. That's a lot. And I've got a big business going right now. I would say if you can find an hour a day, I think that you could make an amazing business out of this, but it truly depends what your goals, what you're looking for out of this. Like Courtney was saying, if you're looking to have 3 people join you in a month to cover your costs, that's absolutely doable. And maybe you wouldn't even be doing an hour a day, but it really depends what you want out of this, what your goals are, and how much time you're willing to do to get there. Last question. How do you get started as a coach? So I mentioned it previously a little bit, that the number one priority on being a coach is yourself. So if you haven't already done a program with Beachbody, if you haven't already dived into the fitness programs, the nutrition programs, everything that Beachbody has to offer, that is your first step. Because ultimately, as a coach, what you're doing is you're sharing your journey, you're sharing your life. We're not selling these programs or convincing anybody to buy these programs, like not in the slightest. What we're doing is we're sharing our love for the programs and then helping to inspire other people through that. So unless you've done any of the programs and unless you can speak to them personally and honestly, then it's hard to be a really effective and good coach. So the first things first is to try a program, to go all in on that program, really give it a chance. Like when we first started together, all of us sisters, they were like, let's go all in, let's do it. And I was like, well, like I said, I didn't think I was overweight at all. I'm like, I don't really need that. Like, I'll just do the workouts. I won't do the nutrition program, but like, I'll do it with you guys or whatever. And then right before, and I'm so glad, but right before we started, I was like, you know what? I'll never know what my body's capable of if I don't give it a chance, if I don't go all in and see what these programs really have to offer. So if you haven't done that yet, I really encourage you to just go all in on a program, commit to it like it's your job, because it might actually be your job now, right? And then also, once you're ready to start actually building a business through this, we have a monthly training that we do, monthly coach mentorship training that we do together as a team. So everybody gets the same training, and we do group calls, us together with you once a week. We go through everything together. If you have questions, we lean in together so that you feel really well supported and any of the questions you have are answered. So I know a lot of people are concerned about how to come out on social media, how to do anything on social media, what the compensation plan is like all of those questions are answered, and we really help walk you through step by step by step. I'm just looking at the comments here. Yes, Jen, you're good. I think that was the last question. Does anybody have any other questions that you want to put in the chat?
We skipped over, I was supposed to just do social media presence. I think we covered it. I mean, honestly, guys, you're scared to show up on social media and put yourself out there. How many squares are on this call? So is everybody else, but it is empowering and a little bit freeing to see you putting yourself out there turn into motivating other women. Every single time I've had a valley in this business, it's like the universe was looking out for me because I received a message from a woman saying that I changed her life, or I helped her show up today, or whatever it was. And I don't even think that's why I started this. I didn't start this to help people. I started it to help myself. And that's what grew out of this. So it's really, really cool. And I also just wanted to touch on the income thing. I want to make it clear that yes, you can cover your groceries or your kids' sports or whatever, but I started this business 2 years ago and I'm making $5,000 a month doing it now. And this is almost the income I was making in my sales job before I left. Like when I moved to the States, the incomes were so different. And I went from making like 100K in Canada a year to looking at a job of making like 50K. And so that was really motivating to me to like start this business. And when I started making like a couple $100 a week, I was like, yeah, but this has grown. And when Jen talks about those bonuses and the team volume and stuff, like as an indication, so you get paid weekly. Today you get paid every Thursday. Today my paycheck was like $1,200, and I think about $750 of that was team bonus. So it was bonuses from Beachbody, not just me selling challenge packs, getting women to join. This isn't like you constantly hustling. Building a business means really building a team and getting bonused by Beachbody because of that. So there is so much potential in it. And that's why, we just love to share this opportunity. So I think that's...
Melissa has a question here in the chat.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. There is zero expectation or requirement for anybody that joins us to build a certain level of a business. Absolutely not. It's up to you how big or how small you want to make this. Like, we all work together, and like Courtney and Jen were saying, the better we all do, the better we all do. So it's not as though Courtney or Jen or I are making money off of everybody else. We're all making money together. So the coaches I add under you, we're all making money together. So if you don't want to build a business, or you don't end up adding anybody, that doesn't impact my business or Courtney's business or Jen's business or anybody. We're all here together. We're all doing this together, but there's zero expectation or requirement at all. I hope that answers your question.
And on the flip side, you could completely exceed what we have done. Like, because Erin and I are sisters, like we're like competitive. I'll ask her all the time. I'll be like, what'd you get paid today? There's been many weeks Erin's made more than me. Like, this isn't a pyramid scheme where I'm always going to make more than her. She makes what her team makes that week. Like, you can absolutely turn this into something bigger. And like my coach, Kim, makes like 30 grand a month, so as little as small, there's no judgment. We have tons of coaches that come in and start and then decide it's not for them. And we have tons of coaches that come in and think they're going to be like walkers and end up running. So it is whatever you want to make it.
So I think we'll end there, but we just want to thank you guys so much. Does anyone else have any more questions before we go tonight? We are so grateful that you took the time to join us, and I really want to encourage you to take a moment. I think it's so funny how often we can doubt ourselves and come up with all of the reasons why we can't do something. So I want to leave you tonight with the ability to ask yourself, or with the encouragement to ask yourself, why could you do this? And why could you be good at this? What are some of the aspects? Like, why do you think you were invited on this call tonight? What is it about you that could inspire others? What is it about you that could grow a freaking business? So I just want to leave you with that. Thank you again so much for joining us. And please don't hesitate to reach out to the coach who invited you to this call to ask them any further questions. And we hope to see you later. Take care.
Hey guys.